Hello everybody, it's Stella and we're back with another video, and today we are going to be discussing the primordial / titan god of the earth encircling river Oceanus. So he was both, same as last week, he's both primordial as well as a titan. He is the god of rivers, wells, springs, and rain clouds. He was also the god who regulated the heavenly bodies, which rose from and set into the waters. His wife, Thetis, was the nurse, or known as the nurse, was probably envisioned distributing his nourishing waters across the earth through subterranean aquifers. Their children were the Potami, gods of the rivers, and the nymphs of springs and fountains. Unlike his titan brothers, Oceanus did not participate in the castration of their father, nor join the war against Zeus and the Olympian gods. So he was pretty much Switzerland in relation to the ancient gods. He was probably identical to an elder titan in the Orphic myths called Orpheon, who ruled the heavens. But that's still a little bit vague there. Oceanus was depicted in an ancient Greek vase painting as a bull-horned god with the tail of a serpentine fish, a form shared by his river god sons. His usual attributes were a fish and a serpent. In the Hellenistic era, Oceanus was reimagined as the god of the then increasingly accessible Atlantic and the Indian Oceans, thus becoming then the god of oceans, before being deposed then for Poseidon in later years. The old cosmological idea of a great earth-encircling freshwater stream was discarded. In mosaic art, he is therefore usually depicted as a sea god, or the sea itself personified, with crab claw horns for attributes, a serpent or a school of fish. His wife was always shown seated beside him and had wings on her brow in her role as the mother of rain clouds. So, he does appear in a few of the mythologies, like many of the gods. So in this one, this is in the Hesiod Theogony. It says, she, Gaia, lay with Uranus, sky, the bare, deep swirling, and bore the deep swirling Oceanus, as well as his siblings. And from them, and they were born to Kronos. So that's more about their birth. Now in this one it does depict that the Titans numbered 6 men and 5 women being born. So you had obviously Oceanus and Gaia, but according to others, there were quite a few other Titans, but this is where it gets a bit confusing because he is technically primordial, but he is also technically Titan. So a lot of these tales could overlap into other things, or could have been evolved further down the line into other myths. So I'm just trying to see. So here's an example of how mythology can change throughout the ages. So in this particular myth, there's a line here that says, "What more fertile plain will you find in a place such as ours, Thebes, this deep-soiled land and the water of Deriki, which is the most nourishing of the streams, the earth encircling Oceanus, which would later become Poseidon, and Thetis' children pour forth." In this one it says, Come, O Nephilim, which are clouds, whom I adore, come and show yourselves to this man, whether you be resting on the sacred summits of Olympus, crowned with I think it's supposed to say hoarfrost, or tarrying in the gardens of Oceanus, your father, forming sacred choruses and the nymphs. In this one, it says, and the maiden Artemis fared unto the white mountain of Crete, leafy with woods, hence unto Oceanus, that she chose many nymphs, all 9-year-olds, all maidens yet ungirdled. And the river Caratos was glad exceedingly, and glad that Thetis, and they were sending their daughters to be handmaidens to the daughter of Leto. We will discuss Artemis more when we get to the Olympian gods as well. So he's in quite a few stories. So in this one, discusses how Oceanus was sometimes represented as the primordial waters from which the earth and the cosmos arose. So this is in Homer's Iliad. Hera addresses Aphrodite. Since I go now to the ends of the generous earth on a visit to Oceanus, whence the gods have risen, and Thetis our mother, who brought me up kindly in their own house, and cared for me and took me from Rhea at the time when Zeus of the wide brows drove Kronos underneath the earth and the barren water. I shall go to visit these and resolve their division of discord. Since now, for a long time, they have stayed apart from each other and from the bed of love, since rancor has entered their feelings. Could I win over with persuasion the dear heart within them, and bring them back to their bed to be merged in love with each other, I shall be forever called honoured by them and beloved. So Hera had a very special relationship with the goddess Thetis. She was almost like a mother, like a second mother to Hera, which we did discuss in Thetis's video. So please, if you want to hear more of those stories, please do go rewatch that video. So this is Hera addressing Zeus. I, Hera, am going to the ends of the generous earth on a visit to Oceanus, whence the gods have risen, and Thetis our mother, who brought me up kindly in their own house and cared for me. I shall go to visit these and resolve their division of discord, since now for a long time they have stayed apart. So it goes on to say exactly what she said to, almost exactly what she said to Aphrodite, but this time to Zeus. In this one, this is Hypnos, who's the god of sleep, who is addressing Hera. Any other one of the gods whose race is immortal, I would lightly put to sleep. Even the stream of that river, Oceanus, whence is risen, the seed of all immortals. Now, in this one, it says, the immortals did not exist until Eros had brought together all the ingredients of the world, and from their marriage, Ouranos, Oceanus, Gaia, and the imperishable race of blessed gods sprung into being. So there are some myths that go on to describe how Oceanus didn't partake in the war with the Titans and stayed neutral. And then, and these ones discuss, I suppose, Oceanus's part in the chaining of Prometheus. So in this one, which is from the 5th century BC, enter Oceanus on a winged steed. Prometheus is chained to a crag. In the mountains, I have come to the end of a long journey in my passage to you, Prometheus. guiding by my own will without a bridle this swift-winged bird. For your fate, you may be sure I feel compassion. Kinship, I think, constrains me to this, and apart from blood ties, there is none to whom I should pay greater respect than to you. You shall know this for simple truth, and that is not in me to utter vain and empty words. Come, tell me, what aid can I render you? For you shall never say that you have a friend more loyal than Oceanus. Prometheus. Ha! What have we here? So then you too have come to stare upon my suffering. How did you summon courage to quit the stream that bears your name, and the rock-roofed caves you yourself have made, and come to this land, the mother of iron? Is it that you have come to gaze upon my state and join my grief in my distress? Look upon me here, a spectacle, the friend of Zeus, who helped him to establish his sovereign power. By what anguish I am bent by him. Oceanus. I see, Prometheus, and I want to give you the best advice, although you yourself are wily. Learn to know yourself and adapt yourself to new ways. For new also is the ruler among the gods. If you hurl forth words so harsh and of such weighted edge, perhaps Zeus may hear you, though throned far off, high in the heavens, and then your present multitude of sorrows shall seem but childish sport. O wretched sufferer, put away your wrathful mood, and try to find release from these miseries. Perhaps this advice may seem to you old and dull, but your plight, Prometheus, is only the wages of too boastful speech. You still have not miseries to those you have. Therefore, take me as your teacher, and do not aid insult to injury, seeing that a harsh monarch now rules who is accountable to no one. So now I will depart and see whether I can release you from these sufferings, and may you hold your peace, and be not too blustering of speech. Or can it be that, for all your exceeding wisdom, you do not know that chastisement is inflicted on a waging tongue? Prometheus. I envy you because you have escaped blame for having dared to share with me in my troubles. So now leave me alone and let it not concern you. Do what you want. You cannot persuade him, for he is not easy to persuade. But beware that you do not do yourself harm by the mission you take. Oceanus. In truth, you are far better able to admonish others than yourself. It is by fact, not by hearsay, that I judge. So do not hold back one who is eager to go, for I am confident, yes, confident, that Zeus will grant me this favour and free you from your sufferings. Prometheus, but you are not inexperienced, and do not need me to teach you. Save yourself as you know best, while I exhaust my present lot until the time comes when the mind of Zeus shall abandon its wrath. Oceanus. Do you not know then, Prometheus, the words are the physicians of a disordered temper? Prometheus. If one softens the soul in season and does not hasten to reduce its swelling rage of violence. Oceanus. What lurking mischief do you see when daring zones to zeal? Teach me this. I've just lost my spot. I'll teach you this. Prometheus, lost labour and thoughtless simplicity. Oceanus, leave me to be affected by this, since it is most advantageous, when truly wise to be deemed a fool. Prometheus, this fault will be seen to be my own. Oceanus, clearly the manner of your speech orders me back home. Prometheus, so that you won't win enmity for yourself by lamenting for me. Oceanus, in the eyes of the one who is newly seated on his omnipotent throne. Prometheus, beware lest the time come when his heart is angered with you. Oceanus, your plight, Prometheus, is my instructor. Prometheus, go away, depart, keep your present purpose. Oceanus, your urging meets my eagerness, for my four-footed winged beast fans with his wings the smooth pathway of the air, and truly he'll be glad to rest his knees in his stall at home. That's where he leaves. So that was one of the longer mythologies. Now, but as you can see, it's a really good one in depicting Oceanus's personality and his thoughts and why he would stay his hand when it comes to the battles between all the gods. Now, so as an overview, Oceanus is the first son of Gaia and Oranus. He was a Titan, but also a primordial, and he was personified by the great seas and oceans, but as well as the great river that spanned the entirety of the known world. His wife is the goddess Thetis, also known as the nurse, and he had a spawn of sea nymphs and river nymphs, just nymphs in general, as well as all the river, and he also gave birth to all the river. Well, not him giving birth, but his other children were the rivers and the streams. Though he was not popular among the Olympian deities, Oceanus was still well known throughout ancient Greece. He was mentioned in many of the Homerific epics, though his exact personality remained obscure. The ancient Greeks viewed Oceanus as a kind and benevolent deity, which the myth we just read does show. He was generally represented as an older male with a flowing beard, and that symbolized his fatherly authority. Now, when it came to how he was possibly worshipped, Oceanus was almost never an object of a cult in the ancient Greek world, though he was worshipped by Alexander the Great during his campaign for world conquest. I wasn't able to find too much more information in relation to that, but yeah. So this is this is Oceanus, one of the primordial sea gods, water gods, river gods. I hope we all enjoyed this video, and we'll be back next week with another one. Until then, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll speak soon. Bye!